Political analysts. Imbert misled the population on Tobago airport overruns. He misled the population. No excuses there. This was the frank assessment from political scientist Dr. Bishnu Raghunath in response to Finance Minister Colm Imbert's explanation for the extent of cost overruns in the ANR Robinson International Airport expansion project. Raghunath's comments come amid mounting criticism of Imbert, who recently admitted to $118 million in overruns, a figure he had downplayed just a day prior. During a media briefing on Thursday, Imbert denied the opposition's claim of significant cost overruns, suggesting the amount was only $16.9 million. However, a leaked cabinet note dated November 28 revealed he had sought approval for additional funding, contradicting his earlier statement. By Friday, Imbert acknowledged the true figure. He justified his initial omission, stating he only wanted to share details he was fully informed about, adding that the media would have discovered the information eventually. The revelation has sparked backlash, with opposition leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar calling for Imbert's resignation or removal from office. Questions of accountability. Speaking to the Sunday Guardian, Dr. Raghunath questioned whether Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley would act against Imbert, despite public outrage. He pointed to the government's previous inaction over Imbert's alleged mishandling of a $2.6 billion discrepancy flagged by Auditor General Jayawant Ramdas. "I do not see the Prime Minister taking action, even though the same minister's ministry was responsible for a $3 billion error and nothing was done about it," Raghunath said. He added that while Rowley has the constitutional right to decide his cabinet, the opposition is justified in criticizing Imbert. If he took a note to cabinet seeking approval for the overruns, he should have remembered those figures. For him to claim $2.5 million instead of the total amount was clearly an attempt to mislead the public and carry on a narrative that there were no major overruns, Raghunath stated. Political ramifications. Political analyst Dr. Shane Mohammed believes the controversy signals a deeper issue within the government's communication strategy. He argued that proactive transparency could have prevented the backlash. "This debacle highlights the government's poor communication approach," Mohammed said. "They should have addressed the issue publicly before the information was leaked." Mohammed also suggested that Imbert's departure from politics might be imminent, framing the situation as part of Rowley's efforts to reshape the People's National Movement, PNM. He pointed to signs of change within the party, such as the potential elevation of Stuart Young as political leader and the replacement of Fitzgerald Hines with Kareem Marcel as the Laventille West constituency candidate. The recent controversies, including the Auditor General fiasco and the airport cost overruns, provide ammunition for the PNM's screening committee to push for Imbert's forced retirement, Mohammed said. He speculated that the PNM's December 20th screening committee meeting could mark the end of Imbert's political career. Mohammed criticized Imbert's explanation as an insult to the nation's intelligence. "Imbert is the most arrogant minister this country has ever seen. He cannot expect economists, political scientists, businessmen, and senior public officers to accept such blatant political deception," Mohammed said. Meanwhile, Raghunath argued that some of the government's actions reflect a lack of concern for ethical governance. He attributed this to the unwavering support both the PNM and the UNC enjoy from their respective voter bases. He said neither party fears losing its base, which is why the government continues with measures like the 4% salary increase offered to public servants and authorizing new salaries for MPs. Mohammed added that if the PNM were confident in its position, it would have held the general election in December. Instead, he suggested the government is using the remaining months to strengthen its chances ahead of the 2025 deadline.